Hey guys, remember this?
No.
Oh.
Yeah.
No.
I guess I'll have to do some explanations, Bam. In 2013, well, that's what these days. Let's just say in the 2010s, this company called Don't Not Entertainment, you may know because.
Oh, isn't this the developer of
Yeah,
Life is Strange?
Life is Strange.
Yeah.
Decided to make this game, their own game. It's a French company, and they decided to center it around, Paris. They called it Remember Me, ironically. I'm just adjusting there. And they decided to get as the publisher Capcom of all people. And remember, this was in the time when Capcom had a troubled phase due to certain problems regarding its fighting games, like mainly Ultimate Marvel vs. Capcom 3, as well as Wrath and the Street Fighter Cross Tekken. However, as with my shock everyone here and everyone in the audience, this game is probably the cleanest Capcom game you will ever see in your life because it doesn't have cut content. It's straightforward. It doesn't. The DLC it has are like 4 moves that cost like what 50 cents each and are completely superficial. You only want them if you want Street Fighter references. So it's only cosmetics pretty much, and you don't need them. So it's pretty much the best Capcom game any purist of gaming in general may want, and it was completely overlooked. Why? Because the marketing was shit. I'm not even kidding. The marketing for this game was god awful, and it was released in the summer, I think. So no one cared about it. Pretty much, it was a gigantic flop. It's still on sale here and there. You can see it, but. Surprisingly enough, it survived enough for the company to survive itself. Don't not and make Life is Strange with Square Enix. And Capcom still regards this as an IP. It's not on sale, it still counts as them. But more on that later. Now, the game will probably start. As you can see, I chose easy mode only for convenience because honestly it doesn't change that much, only the enemies get a bit more health. The only need to know for now for the premise thing... We start with a commercial.
Judy Dench, you let yourself go, didn't you?
Wow.
I can still feel the nails of his fingers sticking into mine.
The first night
No, don't worry, Pedro. It's justified.
Share our memories. I remember I was sort of afraid, but then he smiled and we hit the switch together, and then I felt everything.
Ew.
For the first time, I was living all of his love for me.
What? Is this a commercial for Jesus? I don't.
No, it's a commercial for our product of the day, which basically will be the center of it. Basically, this game is a huge homage to Total Recall. It's a sci-fi game that centers around memories being datized, basically made into data, shared with people, stored in servers, stuff like that. And it explores all the things that are derived to it. Basically, actions, consequences, abusives, everything you can imagine. Basically, we start just with the commercial of the product itself, seeing that people showing the positives of the product.
My Sensen.
Yeah, it's called Sensen, which is just a fancy word for it.
Question: why did you earlier on the options? Why did you decrease the screen size from its full size? I noticed.
I did.
Remember to live.
Yeah, you did.
I probably just explored the options. I don't know.
Sensen.
Available October 2084.
Oh, okay. So I guess this is This is going to be the longest marketing campaign ever.
Episode 0.
And yet the marketing for the actual game was apparently shit.
Rebirth/reboot. Wow. It's only the first game and already they're rebooting the series.
Anytime. Yeah, if I recall. Alright. Yeah.
Well, considering the new Mirror's Edge is basically a reboot, I guess you could... Well...
And we begin with...
This is our protagonist, Nilin. And as you can see, they're extracting the memories from her. Basically, imagine if we're not brainwashing, but extracting every single memory from you, leaving you like as a empty ass.
So basically, since Quantic Dream and Ubisoft are constantly embarrassing themselves, Not is the only French company trying to... No, we French people, we can make video games too, we swear.
Yeah.
Good day. Can you hear me?
Yes.
What is your name?
Nilin.
What year? What did you say?
Nilin.
Why does she
And
have
yes,
an...
and yes, those suits are ridiculous, but keep in mind, it's they're made for the
We'll save
memory
away
of
those
all
last
being
memories.
technology.
He looks like a discount Power Ranger.
It's 20.
Basically, they didn't need
You
to
know
wipe
where you
her memory, but something, the process didn't work completely, so she still remembers some things, so they're basically placing her in a chamber where they can remove completely all her memories.
Is she the female Neo? She woke up in the future.
No, well, she kinda has the trope of the chosen one
This
thing,
subject
but
is
it's not
displaying
forced
some
in your
resistance.
way, the Jesus symbolism is not there. And yes, the Doctor, which is one of the villains of the game, is called Quaid, as another
Quaid.
reference to Total Recall.
Yes.
Oh,
So are we gonna
there's an
get...
underground
so is...
hey guys, there's there's an underground resist earlier on in the game. Earlier on in the game, we saw a thing over there. There's this resistance called the Errorists.
Actually,
Ah.
we didn't mention it, and you just spoil yourself on TV Flow tropes again.
No, I saw it in the options menu.
Actually,
Why-
that's just the setting.
Why
of the
does she
system.
have an omelet floating above her head?
That's the technology of the Sensen. It represents her memory state. When you
This
see it like
is-
that,
okay.
it's really damaged.
Okay, so this is your hologram. This is your hologram on drugs. Any
Yeah.
questions?
Yeah, it kind of also functions as your health bar, kind of like you know, the Isaac Clarke life bar on his back during that space.
Where the hell indeed?
Entertainment production.
Basically, this functions as your tutorial, which you like. It's your classic. Walking
Sir,
tutorial.
should we help out the incredibly disturbed woman who just
Actually,
woke
no,
up in the future?
droid is leading you the way.
Okay,
so-
I had a little look. This character is played by Kezia Burrows from Wales.
Oh,
So yeah,
And,
sure. That's why I wanted you to be here. The female lead is voiced by a much fresh girl.
And she was also in she voiced the main character in Alien Isolation, and she was in a video game called Everybody's Gone to the Rapture.
Yeah.
I've heard of that one.
Plus, she was in some TV stuff, mostly British shows like The Capgrass Tide and a show called Crash.
I don't know the mocap of his.
My
of
guess
his
it's the
game,
same person.
I suppose. But yeah, basically, her nationality was mixed on purpose. She's a part Indian, from India, and part African from her parents, which was
well,
in
so
her
far at
name.
least I can at least say that I think the motion capture and the facial animations look more convincing than in Life is Strange, at least.
I think Life is Strange had a smaller budget than this.
Yeah, I can.
Again, this game did sold terribly, so it's logical that they had smaller
lower
budget. And here's one of the main problems of the game, which is not seeing all of it, but it's splatting the cover on your face in some of these. Sometimes when the camera decides to. Sorry, the camera. For some reason, they decided to give this small sexualization of Nilin by having like camera shot and the camera focusing on her ass. It's a bit out of place and basically, honestly, juvenile. But honestly, the game itself, the story itself, doesn't sexualize Nilin at all. So I don't know why they decided to do this. Maybe
Game
they...
shows someone's ass. Game is ruined forever.
I guess. I guess it's the Frenchies' tale. They're perverts.
I suppose.
I guess it's the whole marketing thing of sex sells, quote unquote.
I don't know. Basically, as you have seen, someone hacked into the conversation. Basically, thanks to the Sensen, you can speak with each other via radio frequencies, so that's why he's contacting her. And basically, someone is letting Nilin escape. Come on, you can do it.
And then
Thankfully...
we'll cut her in half.
Huh? Go ahead, Wibsa.
No, it's just a thing. Go on.
Alright. No, don't worry, it's just... There you go. Basically, she's like in this maximum security prison, kind of like Alcatraz, and she needs to get away now.
Oh boy, I found myself my super armor.
Actually,
Time to kick some
no.
ass.
Actually, you wish, because, you know, made by Capcom, so you think it's gonna do like Mega Man X and jump in and start the guns blazing, but no, actually, it's worse.
Worse?
Yeah, because you see, that robot is from the place, so obviously, if you're a fugitive, it needs to track you down.
Oh.
Put down your weapons. You have 20 seconds to comply.
Run.
Yeah, there you go. Now you have to get the
This
fuck
music
away.
is just like
Yeah, that's
This music is very... Did Hans Zimmer do the music for this?
Actually, the music, the soundtrack is very peculiar because it mixes on purpose orchestral and remixing junk music. You know, sometimes there are interruptions, stopping, remixing, rebooting there. It's really weird.
Wow, that is
So,
a very
But
shitty...
it creates a really charming effect. You
So
will
it's
see.
like, so it's kind of like Daft Punk's score for Tron Legacy.
Kind of. Think of it the same direction.
Right.
So basically, if any of
Wait,
you
that's
read
it? Wow, that is a
what-
very shitty security bot. That's it?
Yeah, well, for now, we will see. Don't worry, we will see him later on. However,
Your guess is as good as mine, honey.
There's the music composer, Olivier de Riviere.
basically all French people. Have any of you read or watched any media related to The Count of Monte Cristo?
I've heard of it, and I know the
Basically,
basic...
it's a story about vengeance. Basically, a person is incarcerated without any, actual proof of it. He kind of like sees the victim or something, and he ends up in this prison of maximum security. So in order to escape, he basically fakes himself as a corpse and gets thrown away. Basically, the game is referencing that by having Nilin getting away by faking yourself as a corpse.
Directed by Jean-Maxime Maurice.
is that the guy who directed Life is Strange?
I have no idea.
I don't think so. Let me check.
But I think not much of the stuff.
I'm trying to see if there's like a much like Quantic Dream has the vacation. I'm trying to see if there's like a key guy who's basically the big creative guy of the company.
And yes,
Looking...
it is what it is. What I do.
Actually, no to you. There's a Pedro.
All right.
Yes, now we'll get a CG cutscene, as you can clearly see. As you will clearly see the difference between the.
Man, who didn't pay the bills again?
What is it with Capcom and their lighting?
Yeah.
My name is Edge. You have to trust
What,
Yes,
Edge?
your
Too
mission
edgy
control-
for
your
me.
mission control is called an Edge.
You think you know me? On this day, I see clearly.
So this is what Edge did after
Anyway,
he
pay
retired.
attention because it's explaining what's going on.
They call it Sensen technology, and the world is addicted to it. You follow.
Yes.
You were a memory hunter, Nilin. The best. Other hunters merely pillage memories, but you can remix them. And
Oh,
above
so
all,
she's Naminé.
terrorists.
Yeah, basically.
Who?
You will see them in effect. Actually, in the
Who?
next.
Nominee is a Kingdom Hearts character.
My best
With...
agent.
Oh,
We
that
all
explains
fought to
it.
assure that no firm might build a monopoly on all human memories. But I failed.
Wait, tampering? Okay.
Prison.
Tio, does this game involve people having technology?
Nah, yeah, it's a
No,
sci-fi
I meant-
franchise.
I meant, does it involve tampering with the human body to make it more like an android or something?
No, they don't go that way. There are robots, but there are no cyborgs or people with.
Alright,
robotic
so it's not a Deus Ex clone.
No.
Remember me? I was that game that had shitty marketing. Anyway, episode 1.
Episode 1.
Yeah, Yahtzee pretty much summed it up in his beginning of his review of this.
Low life, low tech.
You know, it's ironic that a game called Remember Me had shitty marketing.
I know, like. It's
Is this
the
like? Hang on,
first
is
thing-
this game like? Is this game like Rocky and Bullwinkle, where every episode has 2 titles?
No, really, though.
Yeah, Rocky and Bullwinkle. Remember me, or by shitty marketing.
Yeah, basically now we're introduced to the mooks, basically of the game. People who got basically, yeah,
The subtitles are very tiny.
yeah. I put them on purpose because maybe sometimes you can.
No, I know that.
But,
It's just that,
yeah,
damn, you could have made the font a bit bigger than that.
yeah,
Jeez.
I agree.
Hell, Remember Me kind of did that in their next game. No, sorry, Don't Nod did that.
Oh, no, the font in Life is Strange is fine. It's just that those subtitles are so tiny.
They're really
Basically-
tiny, they'd be macroscopic.
Basically, we will explain who these people are, yeah, in a bit. But basically, to sum it up, there are people who their memories have been completely altered or extracted. They're being corrupted too much, so they pretty much went insane, and their Sensen basically allow them to undergo mutation, basically, making these slender figures. And obviously, since they have their own memories altered and they're in an insane state, they kind of speak gibberish.
Fear, lost, lot. Wait, what is it? Are you sure this isn't a David Cage-ish game?
Remember, Dwebs, like I said, when we were doing our Life is Strange episode 1 commentary, my David Cage radar did pick up something, so I guess this is just something that French people...
Is it picking up anything now?
No, not yet, but we'll see. Stay tuned for more.
Alright, now we're introduced to the combat. If any of you played the God Hand for the PS2, you will immediately recognize the interface.
Oh, yeah.
It's really similar. Basically, for now it teaches you to dodge, and then it will teach you to punch. But then it will teach you how to customize your combo. While you don't have a lot of special moves on your own, you can customize them really in a similar ways to God Hand. Basically, as a kind of homage to that, and it's really one of the selling high points of the game. The fact that your entire combos and your entire gameplay is basically customized on your own what you want. For now, you get these presents that are basically the type of attack you handle. These presents for now allows you to hit hard, basically very high attack. Later on, you get presents that basically allow you to even heal yourself, and others that allows you to use your special abilities. But they will be activated later on according to the main powers. The thing you need to understand the most is that the combat functions in an hypothetical way. What I say with this is that while you see people getting attacked physically and receive physical damage, it's their Sensen and their mental state who gets damage, both in case of Nilin and the other guys.
Really?
What do you mean?
So this is now the second French game that I know where you have to mind your mental state. Okay.
Not in an emotional way.
No, I know. I'm just mental state.
No. I'll just finish explaining.
What are they?
Hold on. I'll allow the game to explain.
Miserable cast-offs left to rot in the depths of Neo Paris.
Miserable.
Yes,
Neo Paris?
Yes, it's called Neo Paris.
They are the abandoned children of our Sensen.
So it's like
No,
so
do you
it's
think with the name
wait,
Neo
wait.
Paris that this was made by a Japanese
Wait,
developer?
wait, Taya, you didn't tell me this took place in the Marvel universe.
Another
Or
justified
Actually,
at least the same Marvel universe that Big Hero 6 comes.
Actually, it could easily be in the same universe of Neon Genesis Evangelion. So yeah.
Oh, right. No, thank you.
No, thank you. Yeah.
But actually, that's one of the lowest points of the game. There's a lot of implied stuff. It's not completely necessary, but if you want to understand why exactly this future is so shitty, as you will see, there is a dystopian future full and through.
Nanomedical. Nanomachines, no!
Yeah. If you want to understand how things went so bad, that's the date. That's where the data log comes in. However, I will not show it in order to show but the fact that the game on its own can still be understood on its own. But data logs does serve for a chunk of the lore of the world, but for the story that the game tells itself, you don't really need it. However, as I was explaining, the combat is basically function like in a mental kind of way. Well, again, when you get hit, when Nilin gets hit and hits on her own back against the enemies, it's the Sensen who gets damaged. Now you think the Leapers have already damaged Sensen on their own. I mean, what else can you do? Actually, basically, she reduces them to non-lethal stage. She kind of like it's kind of like when someone gives you a bump on the head and you pass out. But however, this functions also on her health bar. Her health bar, which represents the Sensen, basically represents how much she, her mental state is. You don't have an insane meter like in, say, Eternal Darkness, Sanity Zero, which would be interesting, but you know, it didn't do that. It functions like a standard health bar, but it's basically it clarifies that it's not a physical health bar, just her memory health bar, pretty much. It's an interesting variation of the concept of health bar. It's definitely better than your generic modern game where the character doesn't have a health bar. You just get rivers of blood on the edge of the screens or stuff like that. But what can I do?
Also, never mind. I take back what I said. Turns out this takes place in the Metal Gear universe. I mean, nanomachines. She's having codec calls.
yeah. Basically, the Sensen system functions with nanomachines, so yeah, there's that.
Well, actually, consider even James Bond now has nanomachines. I guess at this point anything's possible.
Well, nanomachines is pretty much the 101 plot convenience.
And also,
sci-fi media.
Oh, I got it. Considering what the internet is like, they probably saw this game, the previews and all that. Felt it looked like Metal Gear rip-off and avoided it.
No,
man,
really.
I know. Maybe they're just like it's Metal Gear with boobies.
Yeah, one thing that I say is that the backgrounds of this game are gorgeous. Like they're really amazing. The art style conveys the dystopic setting and brings them to full front by also balancing the colors and the lighting of it, while still not making it, a jolly, funny place. Again, this is a dystopian future through and through. These are currently the slums of the Neo Paris, quote unquote. But as you can see from the art style, everything is getting placed, but there is color everywhere. The neons, the insignias.
It reminds me a bit. Yeah, it reminds me of a bit of again one of the things that I appreciated about The Last of Us is how, even though it's a realistic looking game in a post-apocalyptic future, the game still has plenty of color in it, and there's a lot of pretty sides to it. So I like it when games like this actually remember to still use artistic direction, because that's what the artistic direction is for.
Yeah, I agree. But basically, now you need to know to regroup with who was one of your contacts, which is I forgot his name.
Dead or alive? Okay, yeah.
Yeah, basically the government already is on your traces, and they hired Olga Sedova, which is a mercenary, to basically a bounty hunter, to be on your track. But don't worry, we're gonna meet her soon enough. But yeah, basically now you get to know, you need to go back to basically not your HQ, but one of the places Nilin visited while she was a memory hunter, which is this bar called the Leaking Brain. Yes, one of the things that this game has is there are a lot of, not puns, but basically themed with the whole concept of memories and brains. But they're not that intrusive or in your face. Alright, this is one of the things, the collectibles. Basically, here and there, you'll see these hints that basically show... It's kind of like in Batman, they show you the picture of where it is. In this case, it's really simple, just to basically get you used to it. But later on will be really complicated. They show you the picture of where the thing is, and you need to get there. The camera doesn't always pan out where you want to be. Sometimes you get screens that are kind of like Resident Evil. In the face instead the camera is fixed on certain perspectives. So sometimes you need to be really study the environment to find out these collectibles. However, these collectibles mainly consist in power-ups. Basically, they power up your health bar or your power bar, which you'll later get on, and sometimes they give you basically the data log entries. Right now I'm just wondering what the fuck to go on, but don't worry, I'll get in track in a minute. So yeah, the game, despite having a bit of linearity, has the times to give you twists, turns, and collectibles here and there. Sometimes we get really creative with it. Yes, Dweebs?
So far we've got memory wiping, dystopian future, someone wanting to find out about their memories and stuff, blah blah blah.
Yes.
Now, I'm just summing up what I'm seeing. So
Yeah. Again, this is a huge homage to Total Recall, so there's that.
Which
unfortunately, no one is saying to get your ass to Mars, but what can I do?
Well, I was going to say, but which Total Recall?
The original.
Honestly, it's homage to pretty much both the book and the Schwarzenegger movie, because remember, the original novel adds a completely different way of going on, regardless of the movie. But this game manages to basically be a homage on both, honestly, with its themes and storytelling.
Alright.
Basically, then again, we are introduced now to the presence that regens your health. Basically, again, which I said, since I said that the combat is hypothetical, this presence function in this way that they regen your mental, emotional state. So it makes sense for your combos to, actually heals you back. It's not like healing just absorbing the life energy or some shit like that. And he's instructing now how to do by basically throwing in a situation where we're on a low health and you absolutely need to do that. One interesting thing about the presence though is that you cannot use the same presence on more combos, because as you've seen, you have different combo abilities. You have to use the same presence, on the same place without using it on another combo. So basically, you have a limited number of them. You can unlock later on, and you unlock them basically by defeating enemies, which they give you experience, and they give you basically the ability to unlock them. It's standard gaming progression.
I gotta say, I'm not really keen on the music when you're fighting.
Yeah, it's basically, as I mentioned, the genre is like that, but in the combat, it gets slow the more combos you connect, but if you get it resets back. So if you're not keen on that, you're not gonna like it for the rest of the game, pretty much.
So basically, the punishment, aside from losing health for being hit, is the game's music being in a loop.
It's not proper punishment, you can always tune it down or going completely gone, but yeah, that's pretty much it. There you go. And another thing, the presence with heal Israel don't inflict a lot of damage, so we give you also a bit of strategy to it. You need to actually know where to hit when heal and when hit to hit hard. Alright. Here we go. Yeah, as you can see also the game suffers a bit of sometimes frame rate problems.
Yeah, I noticed that. The frame rate dropped to 0 for like half a second there.
Is not constant, but basically the standard is 30 frames per second. I don't know the PC version. Jova probably has it. You should ask for him. But yeah, sometimes it freezes. It may be because of a console version. I don't know if the PC is optimal or anything. But even in case, it probably will be thanks to mod anyway. So if you want to play this game, the definitive version is definitely the PC ones. However, be sure to play with a controller, because this game is clearly meant to use a controller.
Yes.
It's okay. Now, I mean, we're gonna have.
I only play PC games with a controller, so you know.
Well, yeah, they're now Sony's now gonna have an official PC adapter for the DualShock 4.
DualShock 4.
So
I'm actually thinking of getting it on my own.
Oh yeah, definitely. Nothing like playing. I still think the Sony controller is way better than any of Microsoft's controllers.
Yeah, I mean, they function kind of the same, but the thing that always bugs me off is the placement of the analog sticks.
Not just that I can manage. The problem I have mostly is the shape is not as comfortable, and most problem, the D-pad. I mean, the Xbox One controller improved upon the D-pad, but it's still nowhere near as good as in the PlayStation controller.
Well, at least the D-pad this time on the Xbox One isn't just a glorified analog stick.
Yeah, like seriously. Yeah. Oh, trust me, Dwebs, I actually have an Xbox 360. It's a pain to try to play a side-scroller on the 360.
Alright, here we go. Basically, this is another collectible you need to get.
Fortunately, now that since the Xbox One has backwards compatibility and shit, I might be able to play some 360 games with a better D-pad now.
Is the Xbox One controller better?
The Xbox One controller has a much better D-pad too than the 360's controller.
I haven't tried it.
It's not perfect, but it gets the job done.
I just imagine, what if like they made Bomberman Act Zero backwards compatible?
Ew. No, I don't think it's possible.
Would you buy it, Dwibs?
Actually, it is perfectly possible too.
No.
If
if Capcom, for Konami to greenlight that.
Oh, wait. What was that, Pedro?
Wait, Bomberman? Wait, is Bomberman Konami?
Bomberman Act Zero.
Yeah, remember, all Hudson Soft properties are Konami.
Oh right, I forgot about that. Oh yeah, I remember. That's why Hudson stopped making Mario Party games, wasn't it?
Mostly,
so.
Yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, as you can see now, basically, I reached what I said before. You can unlock the press by eating enemies enough to gain experience points. Anyway, you were saying?
Well, I was saying that the D-pad on the Xbox One controller is fine enough. It's not perfect, but it gets the job done. But yeah, once we get the official DualShock 4 adapter, it's just going to be the definitive way to play games on the PC, pretty much.
I mean, the thing that was most comfy with the Sony controllers is that since they pretty much stayed the same all the time, they only changed it only recently, you know, by implementing the touchscreen and replacing other buttons. But they pretty much stayed the same in terms of being symmetrical. Like, they have this symmetry that allows you to play them more comfortably.
And now we have an Uncharted-style climbing scenes.
Okay, let me guess.
Yeah, it doesn't stock a lot because it's only situational. So.
Okay, let me guess. Touching the hot steam is one-hit kill.
No, it just doesn't allow you to go back. But now we're introduced to a new type of enemy, as you will see. Basically, it shows that the Leapers attack random units because, you know, they're insane and everything. So they're a bane of the existence of the people who actually live in the slums. Ow. Basically, these function as a leader enemy of the Leapers. Basically, as you will see, it kinda uses them to create a shield barrier on him. If you have to defeat the minor Leapers first in order to attack him, otherwise he will counterattack every single time and it will hit really hard. So you need to avoid him and hit the little fish before going after him.
Okay, Tio, how many parts of this playthrough are there?
Allow me to see.
So my GTA 5 playthrough is still going to be the longest non-RPG.
Yeah. I think I'm coming close with. We haven't started commenting on it, but remind me, Dweebs, how long was your GTA 5 part?
Around 50 parts?
50 odd, yeah.
I think I hit 52 with Okami, but I don't even know if it counts as not count as RPG, it's more like an adventure action game.
Well, I said non-RPG.
But again, we haven't commented on it yet, so it's not valid yet.
We haven't commentated, so your argument is invalid.
Yes, we haven't commented, so it doesn't exist.
Don't you see, Tio? That's the rules.
Well, I haven't seen any videos.
Did you just quote? Did you just quote a talking cat?
I don't know what you mean.
A talking cat. Basically, Dwebs, go check out either the Cinema Snob or John Tron's review of a talking cat, and you'll see what I mean with the rules.
What is it with me accidentally quoting films that I've never seen?
Maybe it's your
basically, there's a talking cat is a movie about a cat voiced by Eric Roberts that can talk to people, but only once, because, according to him, it's the rules.
It's kind of like Ledouche's cat.
Yeah.
So basically, Eric Roberts went from being the campiest master in Doctor Who history to a talking cat.
Yes.
Leapers are attacking citizens.
Leapers were citizens.
All right. I'll believe you.
Come on, move it. Tommy's waiting for you at the leaking blade.
Let me guess, this Tommy person's dead when we get there.
No, don't worry.
Yeah, that's a cliche I've been kind of iffy towards. We have to get somewhere, only for the person we have to meet up with be dead as soon as we arrive.
No, it's not that. However, Leaves,
luckily it's not going to be there, so.
I'm honestly positive to say, Leaves, that I'm honestly, as you can imagine, since this game is all about tampering memories, there is gonna be a twist at the end.
Oh boy, a twist.
Yes. However,
twist.
it will kind of, knowing you guys, you will probably see coming it from a mile. But I'm not sure if you will like it, Leaves, because
let me guess. All this is a dream.
No. Remember, everything. While the tampering of the memories offers this kind of interesting point of view of are your memories real? Are they fake?
The memories are fake.
Existence praise? No. But guess it later on, Leaves. We're just on the first part anyway.
I'm trying to break Jova's record for calling endings.
There you go. This is the
Jova called to the main. Jova called to the main.
And as you can see, that's the Arc to Triomphe. That's how in the best shape.
Jova called to the main villain was pretty, like, only halfway through our playthrough of Heavy Rain.
Trust me, Dweebs, you should have been for the 13th saga. Jova pretty much spoiled everything from like earlier parts.
Yeah, again, at this rate, I'm just gonna
unknowingly spoilt everything.
Across the floating market.
At this rate, I'm just gonna wait for 15 and then.
Not that anybody cares, too. So yeah.
And then I should soon have enough funds to restart playing 14 again.
That reminds me, I pre-ordered World of Final Fantasy today.
Anyway, see ya for part 2.
See ya.